of sound? We're hanging out at Knotfest with the one and only Levi from Miss My Eye. Welcome back to Australia, my dude.
Happy to be back, man.
It's been a hot minute. I mean, music festivals in Australia is something you guys are renowned for. One of the last times was obviously the massive one that everyone around the world talks about, Soundwave 2013.
Yeah, that was one of the favorite tours of my life.
Yeah. I mean, to be able to do that kind of show around a country like Australia as well, outside of the US, and with the caliber of bands on there, absolutely mental. You'd be thinking about that still after all this time, right?
Oh, yeah, because we do festivals a lot, but like nothing comes close to what Soundwave used to be. It was nuts.
And one of the fun things that I remember about that time, which is, showing how far back we go, I remember your mum on whether it be MySpace or Facebook, I can't remember, like commenting on one of the posts going, my son's playing this show. I really want to get down there. Can someone help me get tickets?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Which is mental. Is she still supportive of the band after all these years?
Yeah, she's coming to Sydney. I'm flying my mom and my daughters out
awesome.
To the last show. Then we're going to spend a week in Australia.
Yeah, good. Because this is the round trip of what Knotfest is this time around. We've got like the weekend in between, which harks back to obviously Soundwave back in the day. And you have a bit more time. You've got a couple of side shows you're getting under your belt too. Yeah,
I get it. And it's like, it's cool because like those kind of side shows, we get to play sort of a headliner set, which we don't ever get to. So yeah, and it was funny because the first show in Melbourne, there's a lot of people that never heard of it, or just because we haven't come down.
It's been a hot minute.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we won them over, and they're like, "I'm coming to see you guys on Saturday," because we're playing a side show there. So it was great.
Which is perfect because you're making up for lost time. You've got a plethora of new music under your belt as well. There's one song in particular, and I'm going to blame you for this, right?
That's okay. Yeah.
My brother played Unconquered every single day, non-stop, for no less than 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely loved that song. And I got to the point where I was like, when Miss May I come to Australia, I could fucking sing that on stage with them, which is mental.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, when you put that song out, the reception for that was, enough to make you go, right, people still care. People still want us around the world. Did you feel that as well?
Yeah. And it was scary because that was like a pandemic album for us. So it's obviously time, and we were going through fatherhood and all this, and we're just like, I hope people like it. Like, it's been a while, so... But yeah, the reception on that was awesome. I feel bad we didn't play it. We actually mixed it up on the set list.
Oh, no.
It's always our second song, and we're like, actually, we're changing it up this time.
It's funny because I was out there, sweating away, waiting for it to come on there. I'm like, is this going to be the song? But you didn't do it. So it just means you got to come back down again soon.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, talking about, obviously, the pandemic album, the band itself has gone through a couple of changes recently. Mm-hmm. How does that affect the band's progression and where you are wanting to move forward? Does that kind of stall you a little bit, or have you got this reinvigorated energy behind the band that makes you want to go another 10 years?
Yeah, so that's exactly how it feels. It feels like we're 16 again. And the big thing, which I don't know how many people really notice, but Justin and BJ, who left, they were our main writers.
Yep.
And Elijah's a producer and a writer as well. So it's cool because Strings, which is obviously the biggest thing of our band, is the writer of that is changing. But he's cut from the same cloth. It's like we all grew up listening to the same local bands. Like he was doing the same thing we were doing, just 300 miles west.
That way,
exactly. So it's cool because it's a whole new same but a little different, a spice in there. So and all the new songs, we have a whole album already done. So excited.
You do? Yeah,
we've already been working on it. So
well, I've been sussing out the trajectory of Miss May I releasing albums. You really go through that period of like every 2 years between releasing that kind of thing. So obviously now you put the album out, the Redux album recently, the heavy one with all the collaborations on it. Now this new album that's going to come out, it's showing the new side of Miss May I, the new direction. What can we expect with this one, I guess? Yeah,
the biggest thing I could say is just it's just different. It's the riffiness is there, and it's like it's the Miss May I sound, but I think the biggest thing is obviously new writers is different sound, but also our team has changed, which I think is really exciting and refreshing because there isn't really, and I don't know if anybody could really tell on the Apologies, but Apologies re-release was our first thing that we released as a band that really didn't have any outside forces telling us what to do. And that's sort of how we set up everything new. So this new album that we're going into and new music we've done, no one's told us what to do. Which we haven't got to do that since we were 16. So we're like, okay, this is what we're releasing. And we're like, actually, you don't get to hear it. We're just going to release it. And it's just like, it's exciting. So that's refreshing because it's not like the rule book has sort of been thrown out.
And you can do it on your own accord.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. So hopefully you guys like it.
I think we will. I think we should as well. And as long as you can come back again and play this,
of course,
that's where it always resonates as well. Like, because you can listen to a band like Miss May I, it throws back to the glory years of the scene days back in the early 2000s, late 2000s and all that. The fact that you're still here after all this time says something about the impression that you made back then and the fact that you have the longevity, which is beautiful to watch, and the fact that you're back here again is so good.
That means a lot, man. Thank you. That's all. I feel it for sure. I'm a little tired up there, but it's okay. Well, the grays are coming in.
Yeah, well, look, when the family gets down here as well, too, they'll kind of like mellow you out a little bit and be like, Dad, you're just a rock star. We don't give a shit. Take us to Bondi Beach.
Oh, yeah, they definitely humble me. Yeah. My daughter thinks it's her show up there, so it's fine. Yeah.
Do you get her up and do some stuff like that?
She throws my set list out in the US. She we had this part where we bring the kids up and talk about them because the new album's a lot about them.
Yep, perfect. Yep.
And she was real shy, but towards the end of tour, something happened where she was out for 6 weeks on tour with us, and she bought like a harmonica, and then she started getting a little jaded, and that part was coming, and then she would just bring out her harmonica and thought that the crowd was cheering for it, and she was like, they loved my harmonica, and I'm like, yep, whatever you think, man.
Well, that in itself is amazing because, being a dad myself, I brought my son to come and do some interviews. He's like, Dad, I really want to interview Metallica, and it's like, well, so do I, but you got to do the longevity thing of getting to that point. If she says to you, I want to be in a metalcore or a deathcore band in future, you'd obviously get behind and support that.
Yeah. Oh, I would support it. Yeah, it'd be a crazy, a whole nother ride again. Yeah. Saddle up. Yeah. Let's do it.
Now, talking about, taking the album out on your own and being able to do it your way, a lot's changed in the industry from back when you were first releasing those albums, coming up in the MySpace era. What's a significant change that you've picked up on, I guess, within the past couple of years that if you could go back and tell old Levi, like, prepare yourself for this, what's something that you would tell your younger self, essentially?
Oh, man. You just saying that, too, things have changed. That's why we can do stuff now that we want to do. It's because, like, a lot of the rules are out because of new things. So, like, what do I tell myself? Because, back in the day, it used to be, like, getting in stores and getting in magazines, newspapers, so you sort of had to follow certain rules. Now those are sort of gone.
Yeah.
I would just tell myself to, like, just trust ourselves and not the rule book. Just a lot of trust. I think it's crazy to be a band for over 15 years and still have layers of confidence of onions coming off.
Yep.
Everyone's like, oh, you should be fine. Like, no, dude, like, I'm still getting confident as we grow.
Correct, yeah.
So I think that's a big thing. Just try to get quicker to the confidence, like, finish line. Yeah.
Well, when you're on stage and people are screaming back at you, you see the fans that are crying, and now the fans that are obviously bringing their kids along. That's something that's going to hit you right there and go, okay, we belong here. Like, this is, get rid of that self-doubt.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it cozier. I think you can look back at videos of Miss May starting out, and we're so tied up, like, uptight and tense because we're just so nervous.
Yeah.
And now it feels like I feel more at home playing these shows than I do at home.
Yep.
Like grocery shopping. I'm like so used to this. This is more me than it is. Yeah. So it's like, and that just comes with the confidence and feeling comfortable. Yeah. Like I feel comfortable with all these crazy people out here than I do at like a family reunion. I'd rather go into this pit than a family reunion any day.
Or a parent teacher interview.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. I don't want to sign my kid up for any sports. I'd rather do this. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, the future's looking bright for Miss May. It's amazing to have you back in the country again. What should we look out for this new album coming? Do we have some music that's going to be dropping at some point this year?
Yeah. There will definitely be more than one or two. There's a lot of music coming this year. A lot of new stuff. Hopefully, we were trying to get it for Australia. It's in our pocket. I have it in a drive somewhere.
Okay, cool.
We do have it. You guys just didn't get it in time, so we're just tweaking it. So.
All right. Well, if the drive goes missing, I don't have it, and I don't know where it went. All right, Levi?
Fair enough.
Levi from Miss My Eye, it's amazing to have you back in the country. Thanks for stopping by Wall of Sound.
Thank you.